Okay, great. Thank you very much, everybody, for sitting and listening. Welcome to the George John Collins and to the Chambers event this afternoon. You guys are going to be in for a treat. I take my hat off not only to my team, but also to the Chambers team for putting this all together. It's great to have this here. Being a Lebanese-born person myself, there's nothing better than being able to host your own people and people from every other culture as well. So everyone, a round of applause for yourselves for today. One of the great things about a hospitality business, especially post-COVID, is that you actually get to see people coming in ready for a good time, a smile and positive energy. And that's what we're going to get today. So for so many years during COVID, we were locked out, we couldn't do any of this. But now the landscape has changed. Forget what's happening out there and we focus on the present moment right here with each other. You will be blessed today with a lot of great food, great beverages and great people. I'm excited to actually even watch my sister Samira, who'll be up here talking shortly as well. So I'll give a round of applause for Samira. And other than this venue here as well, we also own 3 venues at Marvel Stadium as well. So one of a kind in the sense that we're open even when there's no events at Marvel Stadium. So if any of you are going out to go see Pitbull on this Saturday, I'll be there. Our doors will be open for everyone to have a bit of a pre-party. But even when there's AFL on or there's any other functions and events happening at Marvel Stadium, we have 3 beautiful elevated restaurants there, as well as this one, the George John Collins as well. So I'll look forward throughout our journeys to see you either any of those venues or this venue. But enough of me, I'm going to throw over to you now.
Thanks, Bubs. Welcome everyone, and if I can get you all to stand, we are going to hear the National Anthem of Australia following the Lebanese National Anthem. My name is Leah. I'm the Director of Stabilised Coaching and Counselling, and I'm going to be your MC for today. Before we kick off today's lunch, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians on the land on which we gather, the Wurundjeri Woi Wurrung people of the Kulin Nation. I pay respects to elders past, present, and extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples joining us today. May we honour their deep and ongoing connection to storytelling, to land, and to community, the very foundations of wisdom and continuity. We'd also like to acknowledge our event partner, the Victorian Government, for their ongoing support and commitment to multicultural business leadership and women's empowerment. We're honoured to have the Honourable Kathleen Matthews-Ward, MP, attending on the behalf of Natalie Suleiman, MP, Minister for Small Business. We thank the Minister and her office for their continued support of the ANLCCI visions and initiatives. A special thank you to the Honourable Fadi Zuki. Where is he? He's the founding president and chairman of the ANLCCI, an honorary consul of Lebanon and Tasmania, whose leadership continues to strengthen trade, culture and collaboration across Australia, New Zealand and Lebanon. Our sincere appreciation for Ms. Viv Nguyen, Chair of the Victorian Multicultural Commission, for a tireless advocacy in advancing inclusion and opportunity for women across communities. We also acknowledge the Honourable Ronald Jabor, Honorary Consul of the General of the Kingdom of Morocco, Director of the Board of Australian Arab Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We're honoured to welcome George Giorgio, President of the American Chamber of Commerce in Cyprus. Thank you, George, for being with us today. We'd also like to extend a warm acknowledgement as well to the Honourable Marlene Caruz for her continued support and active involvement in community and business leadership. We are also pleased to welcome Sam Michaud, Councillor for Hume City Council, as well as Ava Adams, Mayor of Moonee Ponds, Moonee Valley City Council, for joining us today in support of our shared vision of community and economic collaboration. Our appreciation to Mr. Naeem Malham for his ongoing support and engagement with the Chamber's initiatives. And special thanks to NAB Bank, represented today by Adam Tobis, for their valued presence and ongoing support. And of course, our heartfelt thanks to Mr. Ali Kadur, President and founder of ANLCCI, for his vision, dedication in driving growth and opportunity within the Lebanese Australian Business Network. Finally, to our valued event sponsors, The George on Collins, our venue partner, Ebrox Capital, and PME Global, our event planner. Angel's Trumpet, whose beautiful oracle cards you found on the plates, and who hosted our pre-lunch icebreaker. We've also got Hydrogen Water H2O as our water partner for today, and you'll see them on the table, as well as Hair House Warehouse, Byron Bay Cookies, Zonzo Estate, Zoncello, Roro, Strato Restaurant, Empower Services, Unicom, La Fervance, Stabilised Coaching, Effie Cats, Looks by Brooks, and Matuk Property Advocates. Thank you so much for joining us today. On behalf of the ANLCCI Board and Organising Committee, welcome to an afternoon dedicated to storytelling, connection and growth, celebrating the leadership, courage and creativity of women in business. Today's themes, Scaling Stories, Chapters of Growth, invites us to pause and look at the way our own life unfolds, not as straight lines, but as chapters, each one asking something new of us. In neuroscience, we know that the brain is wired for narrative. It remembers stories more vividly than facts. Storytelling activates the same networks that shape empathy, imagination, and meaning. In business and leadership, those same neuro pathways help us build trust, connection, and purpose. Today is more about that than success stories. It's about how we grow, how we rewrite, adapt, and reframe our own experiences to lead with greater awareness, courage, and vulnerability. The Women's Business Lunch 2025, proudly presented by the Australian and New Zealand Lebanon Chamber of Commerce and Industry in partnership with the Victorian Government, celebrates exactly that, the power of women in leadership, entrepreneurship, and community. It's not about just scaling businesses, but our capacity to see ourselves differently and to shape the world through our growth. Over the next few hours, we'll hear stories of reinvention, resilience, and possibilities. Stories that remind us that growth doesn't happen in isolation. It happens through connection. Please join me with a warm welcome for the Honourable Fadi Zuki, Founding President and Chairman of the ANLCCI.
Good afternoon, what a turnout. Let me begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land in which we gather today, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. And I pay my respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. I also acknowledge Ms. Kathleen Matthews, a dear friend, member for Broadmeadows, and representing Minister Natalie Sulaiman, Minister for Small Business, and I think she also occupies other portfolios. The Honourable Marlene Kairouz, a trailblazer and the first female minister of Lebanese background appointed in Australia. Doesn't she deserve an applause? His Excellency Roland Japour, OAM, Honorary Consul for the Kingdom of Morocco, a dear friend, and a founder in the ANLCCI as well. We're very proud of you, Roland. Viv Noyen, AM, Commissioner of the Victorian Multicultural Commission, always there in every event supporting the Chamber. and Mr. Ali Khudr, a president of the ANLCCI, whose leadership continues to elevate the chamber and its outstanding board members, which I'm so proud of. Julia and Athena for their invaluable support. They've been working very closely with us with Penny to put this event together. Finally, a heartfelt thank you to Penny Marku and your team for the tremendous work in organizing this Inspiring Women in Business Networking lunch. I think Penny deserves a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and colleagues, it is an honor to stand before you today as we celebrate the achievements, resilience, and impact of Australian Lebanese women in business. Women who have not only excelled in their fields, but helped shape the culture and the economic fabric of our nation, Australia. From humble beginnings to boardrooms, from family enterprises to national leaderships, these women have carved paths defined by ambition, perseverance, and integrity. They are proof that you can honor your heritage while shaping a modern Australia. That strengthens and grace can be truly coexist. We see the spirit embodied in women like Marlene Kairouz, whose journey in public life reminds us that representation matters, that when the woman leads, she opens the door for many others to follow. We're very proud of you, and we're proud of the fact that she's also a board member of the ANLCCI. And we could name many more. Dr. Mary Bashir, Josephine Sukkar, Professor Haja Mukhtar, Abla Imad, a lady who's come from humble background, started a restaurant that became almost like an embassy for the Lebanese community for many years. And of course, Samira today, that we're very proud of, that she continues and this legacy. Each symbol of excellence and inspiration, yet beyond these remarkable names, every woman in this room has her own story of courage, creativity, and contribution. But we also recognize that the path of equality is not complete. Many Australian Lebanese women continue to face cultural expectations, limited access to funding, and the challenge of balancing family and career. These barriers are real, but they can be surpassed. That's why the work of the ANLCCI Women in Business is so vital. Through membership, professional networking, access to capital, and leadership opportunities, the ANLCCI transforms ambition into action. It connects women with industry leaders, fosters collaboration, and celebrates the stories that inspire the next generation of entrepreneurs. We also look beyond our borders. The Lebanese government, who I represent today, has an important role in supporting a global diaspora, especially women in business, by building stronger trade and cultural partnerships, creating grants for women-led enterprises, and encouraging educational exchanges. We can link innovation in Lebanon with the creativity and expertise of our Lebanese Australian community. Such cooperation empowers women and strengthens the ties between our two nations, ensuring that success in Australia brings pride and prosperity to Lebanon. Before I close, I wish to sincerely thank the Victorian Government for its ongoing partnership with the Lebanese Australian community. Your support of the ANLCCI has been instrumental creating opportunities for growth and empowerment. A true example of what can be achieved when government and community work together. Ultimately, the story of Australian Lebanese women in business is one of resilience, reinvention, and leadership. These women are not just succeeding, they are leading. As we look for the future, let us continue to support, empower, and uplift every woman who dares to dream. Let us celebrate their achievements not as exceptions, but as the new standard of excellence. Because when one woman rises, she lifts her community. And when that community thrives, all of Australia is stronger for it. On behalf of the Lebanese government, I extend my heartfelt thanks to the ANLCCI, its board, and every member of your remarkable work. You remain a leading organization respected by both the Lebanese and the Australian government. Go forward, continue to inspire, and may God bless you all. Enjoy your afternoon.
Thank you, Fatty. Is that still going? Thank you, Fatty. Please join me in a warm welcome for the Honourable Kathleen Matthews-Ward, a passionate advocate for women's empowerment, entrepreneurship and multicultural leadership across Victoria's vibrant business community.
Thank you so much. Vardy, that was such a beautiful speech. It's a bit hard to speak after you, but it was really wonderful. To begin, I acknowledge Wurundjeri and pay my respects to their elders, past and present. I also acknowledge the President of the Australian, New Zealand, Lebanon Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Ali Koda, and I thank you for your work. Founder and Honorary Chairman, the Honourable Fadi Zuki OIM. It's wonderful to be with you again. My good friends, former Minister and now Director, the Honourable Marlene Kairouz, and Chair of the Victorian Multicultural Commission, Viv Nguyen. I acknowledge Chairman of Babul Holding and Honorary Consul of Morocco, the Honourable Roland Jaboul OIM. President of the Cyprus Chamber of Commerce, George Giorgio, founder of Stabilised Coaching and Counselling, Lee Wilson, our very own Master Chef, Samira El Kafir, Mayor of Moonee Valley, Councillor Ava Adams, Deputy Mayor of Hobsons Bay, Councillor Rayanne Howley, I need glasses, I'm sorry, Councillor Sam Michaud, Senior Sergeant Maha Sukha, Penny Maku and the team who brought this together. It really is fabulous. I walked in and it was so noisy and you could hear everybody sharing their stories and getting along, networking, and it was it because they were women or was it because they were Lebanese, but it was certainly noisy. Our wonderful host, Babs, thank you so much. And all the ANLCCI members, community leaders and business owners here today. You have incredible stories and it's wonderful to be together in a room, as we said, face to face. That's where we generate ideas, that's where we come together, that's where we support each other. It's wonderful to join you for the Women in Business Network Lunch. Events like this are a fantastic chance for women to connect with each other, share experiences and be inspired. And that's what we're great at as women. We're great at connecting, collaborating and supporting each other. We're also masters at juggling things, as you know, a skill especially required in business. And I know, particularly for our Lebanese women, the expectations on you are huge and the juggle is hard. And that's where that support from each other is really, really important. We're great at creative thinking and problem solving, and all women deserve to be supported and empowered in our business communities. And that's why the Labor government has supported the Australian Lebanon Chamber of Commerce through a $200,000 grant to run events like this, to celebrate our Lebanese business community, to support women and to enhance business capability and collaboration. Today we celebrate how far we come, but we also acknowledge there's still more to do. Victoria is proudly home to a growing number of women-led businesses, and the Victorian Labor government is working to create more jobs, support learning and help women grow strong businesses. It's a real honour to be here representing Minister Natalie Suleiman, a champion of women in business and a great friend to me and many of you here. The Minister is regularly in my electorate with me, meeting business owners and talking about ways the Labor government can continue to support the really important role you play. And multicultural businesses are vital to our economy. They create local jobs, strengthen global connections, empower women and enrich the state's cultural diversity. My electorate of Broadmeadows is home to hundreds of hardworking business owners, many of which are run by our Lebanese community. I'm proud that my electorate is also home to the largest Lebanese community in Victoria, and of many close Lebanese friends as I grew up and went to school, weddings, christenings, everything else, and because I've worked in Melbourne's north all my life. I've witnessed the warmth of your hospitality, the pride in your work, and the way you always look out for one another. If I had to describe the Lebanese people in one word, it would be fun-loving, but also incredibly generous, proud, hospitable, hardworking, and value family and community, and great fun. I thank you for all that you contribute to our community and our economy. All over Victoria, generations of migrants have brought with them not only their skills and enterprise, but also their rich culture, beautiful language, different faiths, a spirit of togetherness and determination, and a really strong can-do attitude. And that's what we're celebrating today. Your attitude, your strength, your courage, and your perseverance. You've helped build our nation into what it is today, and Victoria wouldn't be the vibrant and prosperous state it is without your drive and determination. Labor will always stand up for and be proud of our multicultural and multi-faith communities, and forever grateful for the immense contributions migrants have made to Australia, particularly our Lebanese community, who are a shining example of what makes us such a great multicultural and multi-faith success story. Helping small businesses to start, grow and thrive is a priority for our Labor government. In the last state budget, we continue to fund a range of tailored resources, services, grant programs to ensure Victorians have the confidence to establish, operate and grow a business. Our small business toolkits empower owners of established and emerging businesses by providing workshops, live webinars and learning opportunities, and I encourage you to check them out if you haven't already. The Small Business Bus delivers tailored support to small businesses across Victoria, ensuring entrepreneurs have access to the business advice and tools they need to succeed. Another key initiative is this Business Skills Mentoring Program, which will launch in the coming weeks. And I know so many of you here are really great mentors of each other, and it's a really important role. And this will help formalise and fund exactly those programs. It will give up to 1,000 eligible small business owners 3 mentoring sessions with an experienced professional. And I encourage you, if you haven't already, to make the most of the information and advice available from Business Victoria. I was speaking to a cafe owner just the other day. The Premier was actually out in the electorate visiting a few things, and he said, you know, he hadn't looked at that business portal until a few months ago, and the information in there was really, really helpful. So if you haven't checked it out, I encourage you to. And the website is your gateway to information and resources where you can access support to start or grow your business, including tailored programs, targeted grants, tools, templates and more. The Allen Labor Government is proud to partner with you, and I thank Ali and the Chamber for their tireless work supporting the Lebanese business community and for hosting this wonderful event. Coming together is so important, as we know, and sharing our stories and insights is the best way to learn from each other, build connection, and I'm sure we'll see some exciting outcomes emerge from the conversations that happen this afternoon. Thank you so much for having me here. It's always a pleasure to be with your beautiful community. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We can just take a moment to welcome Miss Viv Nguyen to the stage to have a quick chat. Thank you, Viv.
Good afternoon. I begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we are gathered and pay my respect to the elders past and present. I have to say, I feel like I'm in the academy. This is a star-studded event. Everyone is an important person, but I acknowledge Kathleen Matthews-Wards, representing the Honourable Natalie Suleiman, Minister for Small Business, Veteran Affairs and Youth and Employment. I thank Ali and Fadi for extending the invitation to the Victorian Multicultural Commission here. I acknowledge members of the Consular Corps, business chamber, presidents and chairs of the business chambers, the Honourable Marlene Carouse, councillors, mayors, and picked bodies from the various businesses, and in particular the Victorian Chamber of Commerce and Industry here in Victoria. There's a couple of things I would like to share, if I may. The first thing is business is so important to migrants and refugees. For us, having a job, whether we run it, we own it, or whether we are in a job that we can see the career, the pathway forward, we can take pride in and feel part of that body is really important. We also know from the Scanlon Social Cohesion Index that having an employment is what makes us socially cohesive, is what makes Australia strong, is what makes us an asset to the rest of the world. And I recognize the role of businesses, particularly small and SMEs, multicultural businesses, who play a huge role in sponsoring multicultural festivals, events, educational forums, and all of the things that we do each and every day to thread that social cohesion, to strengthen that community harmony that we need to have in order to support 290 cultural groups, people speaking 300 languages, practicing 200 faiths here in Victoria, to live together and to thrive and to exist here in Victoria. And I thank the business community for doing that, and particularly today, the businesses from the Lebanese community, and I thank the Australia, New Zealand, Lebanon Chamber of Commerce and Industry for facilitating that forum and for honouring the role of women in businesses and in entrepreneurship and innovation. And the second thing I'd like to say is that today we honour the role of women in business, in entrepreneurship, in innovation. I also want to extend that thank you to each and every one of you for lifting the family, the community, and the society as a whole, even though you all have your own challenges, whether they be cultural, whether they be systemic, whether they be whatever it is. We all balance those and do more for our society and for our communities. And if we have more women in important leadership positions, I am very sure that we will be a far more successful, prosperous, harmonious society that we are here in Victoria. Thank you so much for having me on behalf of the Victorian Multicultural Commission.
Thank you, Bev. Thank you so much. And if we can, just for our final guest, the Honourable Marlene Carews, a respected community leader and advocate for women in business. Thank you, Marlene.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Before I begin, I also would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land in which we meet, and I pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. I can't see Fadi. Oh, there you are, Fadi. Thank you very much for those lovely words, Fadi. You've known me since I was a spring chicken, and you saw my journey along with Ali and Roland Jabbour. They have been a constant in my political journey, and I certainly hope that I won't be the last woman of Lebanese descent to be a politician in this state and in this country, because I know there's room for many of us, not only from Lebanese background but from every single ethnicity, because Victoria is a harmonious and a multicultural state. Hopefully I won't be the last. I need my glasses. And I need some light, so I might move forward a bit. It's lovely to see so many people in this room this afternoon, and it's great to see such a diverse and dynamic group of women today. There are business owners, there are leaders, there are mentors, there are volunteers and emerging voices, all coming together to share one purpose, and that is connection. Across generations and across cultures, we know that women come together, and when they do come together, they do incredible things. We just don't network, we build friendships, we share wisdom, and we open doors for one another. And that's what makes this event so special. And while we're here in Melbourne, a city known for its energy, its diversity, and its livability, it's inspiring to see that the spirit of women's leadership is spreading across the world. In Lebanon, for example, the First Lady, Namat Aoun, has been championing women's rights in society and in business and in culture purposely, challenging the old idea that leadership and business belong just to men. It's a reminder that from Beirut to Broadmeadows, women are rewriting the rules and are reshaping the future. And I want to take a moment to thank the Allan Labor government for the grant they have given the Chamber for this event. It's encouraging to see that investment and empowering women is not just in words but in action. And of course I acknowledge a very warm welcome to Kathleen Matthews-Ward, the new member, it's been 3 years now, member for Broadmeadows, which has the largest Lebanese community in the state, and is representing the Minister for Small Business, Natalie Solomon, who's also a trailblazer, who's one of the first, or is the first, woman of Cypriot Turkish background to be a Member of Parliament and to be a Minister in this state. So I'd ask you please, Kathleen, to send our warmest welcome to her and our thanks to her. Kathleen, your advocacy for our community is extremely important, and particularly for women of Lebanese background. There are perceptions out there that it's a patriarchal society, and yes, it may be a patriarchal society, and in families where we grew up, particularly like my family, the father is always the head of the house, but never forget what turns the head, it's the neck. Yeah, a great saying in my big fat Greek wedding. It's something that, and it's hopefully something that the perception out there about Lebanese families, about Lebanese women, I think it's changing, because as you can see in this room, there are so many wonderful, successful, inspiring Lebanese women. So as we share our stories, our ideas, and perhaps even a few laughs, let's remember that every single connection that we make is a step forward to something that is bigger. When women support one another, we just don't change our own lives, we change industries, we change communities, and we change the future. I'd like to thank so many people that, there are so many people to thank that have put this event together, but particularly Penny Marcoux, who is now a colleague of mine as I sit on the chamber with some wonderful colleagues that are here today that put this event together. Hopefully we will have so many more of these events in the future, and hopefully we can see a bigger crowd each and every year. I hope you enjoy your lunch. I'm not going to keep on talking and keep you between your lunch, your drink and myself. Thank you all very much once again. I certainly hope to see you all in the future, and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, Marlene. I'm just going to invite up Stephanie Davey, who is one part of the inspiring and creative partnership of a TikTok sisterhood. Unfortunately, her sister couldn't be with us today. Stephanie's going to be drawing from a prize for raffles. Okay. We've got business cards in here.
Am I just drawing one?
You can draw one at a time, yeah.
Penny, I'm just drawing one.
I feel like we're in Twins. I don't know if you've seen that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. I'm clearly Danny.
Poppy.
Do we have a Poppy?
Handwritten business card. Is it just the one that I'm drawing?
Yeah. No, keep going.
Keep going. Another one. Okay.
Okay.
Congratulations, Poppy.
Congratulations, Poppy, if you're here.
Yes. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Okay. Thank you so much. Oh, that's blank. So I don't know if anyone's forgotten.
Fantastic. The Invisible Man.
Emma. Emma Zuby?
Do we have an Emma? Do you want to pick a prize for them?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Right.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
One more?
Oh, you keep going.
Oh, I keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. Not this one? Oh, I'm doing this. I'm doing this.
We can't take Farron.
Yes, we can.
Angel's trumpet? Oh, can I not? So put it back okay. Somewhere. Maybe get something like that.
Keep drawing.
Oh, here we go. Eliza Little. Okay.
This is going really well so far.
All right, who have we got here? Sanja C.
Aquamare Finance.
I can't see that, sorry, I don't have my glasses. Aquamare Finance.
Aquamare
All
Finance.
right, let's go.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Here we go. Alrighty.
Manika Sangtan, Connect Advisors. Is that coming down? Here she comes. I think she's coming down. Trying to give her a prize.
You can take those too. Yep.
Yep. Congratulations.
Amazing. And then one more.
Abir Verma? Abir Verma?
Oh, that's the last one?
We've got 2 more to go.
Oh, 2 more.
Yeah. 2 more to go.
BLN?
Lawyers.
BLN Lawyers.
BLN Lawyers. Someone coming down? No?
Oh, we've got someone down here. Okay, and here's the slot.
Congratulations. You get to see Penny for your prize. She's just down there. Yeah.
And this
The last
is
one.
an NAB business card, Adam Tobus.
Oh no, he can't get it either
He
because
can't
he's
have
lazy.
Then what's the prize?
Adam, for your prize, you get to see Penny as well. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And that concludes our raffle draw. Thank you so much, Stephanie. As we move into our next chapter of the day, with a conversation about a woman whose story embodies resilience, reinvention, and purpose. Samira Al-Kafir first captured our hearts on MasterChef, where her authenticity, creativity, and vulnerability stood out. Since then, she's built a life around family, business, and community, launching modern Middle Eastern, authoring Eat with Love, and creating food experiences that celebrate culture and connection. Samira's story is a beautiful example of what happens when values meet vision and when passion becomes purpose. Please join me in welcoming Samira Al-Kafir.
Hello everybody. I hope you're all enjoying your food. It should have been Lebanese food, shouldn't I have Bubsy?
This is what we call multicultural and diverse.
Correct, the true Australia.
Samira, every story has a beginning, a turning point, and a moment of growth. When you look back on your own story, from MasterChef to running your businesses, which moments have shaped you most deeply, and how do you see the woman you've become through them?
I think as a female in general, you have many moments of change in your life, but the one that's truly made a difference was when I was diagnosed by the doctors with postnatal depression and anxiety. During this time, it was something that's not spoken about within our community, and it's hushed away and dealt with in silence. So I knew then I needed to understand it, process it, overcome this hurdle, and at the same time promote it to those who come from different ethnic backgrounds as well, that it's okay. It's okay to be unwell, and it's okay to go through this experience, and you can get better.
Samira, you grew up in a big family and now you're raising 4 children of your own. I have 2 and I'm white knuckling it, so I'm not sure how you do it. Family life can be beautiful and demanding in equal measures. What lessons from your upbringing still guide you, how you parent and how you lead in business?
Well, talking about family, I'm actually the youngest of 8 siblings. I have 5 brothers and 2 sisters, so the way I see it is 6 dads and 3 mums telling me what to do. But if I go back to my childhood, the first lesson I received was when I first started school, and this has stuck by me. So I went to a Catholic primary school, being a Muslim, and my dad said to me, You will be going to church, you will be learning the Catholic religion, and you will understand it, because through your acceptance of their religion will come their acceptance of your own. And obviously as a child I didn't fully grasp what he said until I grew older, and I'm surrounded by so many people from different walks of life, different faiths and cultures, that I realised that was one of the most important lessons I had actually received in life. So I made sure I taught that to my children, and then I made sure with whatever business I ran that respect was the first thing that my staff or myself would always show to customers.
I love that.
I've lost you, Leah. Where
No,
are
I'm
you?
right here. Look to the side, to the left. MasterChef was such a defining chapter in your life. Looking back now, what did that experience teach you about vulnerability, self-belief, and how you manage pressure with all eyes on you?
Oh, that's a good question. MasterChef is not as pretty as it looks on TV. You are on a reality TV show, and you open yourself to lots of opinions from the public and society. But the one thing I learned along the way was to believe in myself. When I first entered 13 years ago, now I've been on twice, I was actually suffering with postnatal depression and anxiety whilst being on a reality TV show. And I learned that I needed to have the confidence within myself. Through confidence came courage, came resilience, and the need to want to succeed. So it taught me a lot.
What does it feel like with all eyes on you?
It's not a lovely feeling. You're judged for your every move, and it's unfortunately not only are you judged, but your community is as well. So being a very visible Arab woman born and raised in Australia, I knew I had something to represent, not just for myself and my own family name, but for my people. And by putting our food and our culture out there, I hoped acceptance would come with that.
I think it did. You've built your businesses here in Victoria, surrounded by local producers and entrepreneurs. What is it about this place, the people, the culture, the rhythm of life, and what keeps you inspired to keep growing and creating?
Well, Victoria is just beautiful. You can't compare it to any other state. What inspires me? Let's see. The creative people, the small local businesses that remember your name, remember your face, and welcome you through their doors as if you're part of them. That is what keeps me inspired. To be able to promote and help these small businesses succeed throughout Victoria, I think is our key, because we've got beautiful diversity happening, and this community and connection is just truly wonderful.
What's your favourite ingredient to use at the moment? What's in season?
At the moment, spring lamb. Get the Barbie on. I found out a few people don't like lamb, so maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Lamb, king of the meats.
That's right.
This year's theme, Scaling Stories, explores how we grow through stories we tell ourselves. When you think about your own journey, what stories have you had to rewrite or release to keep evolving, both personally and professionally?
Okay, so I believe everybody does have a story, and it's what you do with that story that makes a change for yourself and for others. When I first began my journey, the story was suffering with mental health condition. Now that I've overcome, I have a new story. And my new story, after being in the food industry for 13 years and running multiple businesses, is to promote cultural diversity and inclusion. I believe there is a very big gap at the moment and a lot of separation between people throughout Victoria, and this is something where we need to close that gap up and reconnect with each other and with the other communities as well. So my new story and my new goal is to keep promoting multicultural diversity and inclusion for all the cultures throughout Victoria.
Do you have an idea for that?
Well, yes, I do run workshops. If anybody's interested, you could jump on my website. I'm actually running multicultural diversity workshops for the youth, and we also run different types of programs for adults other than our teenagers. But throughout these programs, they work with food, and then they get introduced to different cultures around the world. And without these young teenagers knowing, they have learned about identity, they have learned about resilience, and they have learned about connection throughout the whole world through food migration.
You carry many roles: entrepreneur, leader, mother, and creator. When life feels full, how do you find space to recharge, and what helps you come back to centre?
I'm going to go off script with this one. Rex Hunt, move out the way. Fishing it is for me. You got a new fisherwoman here? Fishing. My husband took me once because I was extremely overstressed, and he goes, I think you will enjoy it. So typical me, I packed my labne, my za'atar, my tea in the thermos, thinking I was feeding an army, and I found these old fishermen around me, and I was like, come eat. But the moment I caught that fish, I tell you, I was jumping for joy. They didn't know what hit them. They don't want me there anymore.
Your work is such a rich blend of Lebanese heritage and modern Australian life. How does food allow you to connect to people, not only to culture and belonging, but to each other?
Food means a lot to me. I believe in my book, the words that I wrote in there was, food is a building bridge to diversity and to culture and acceptance. In saying this, I have always tried my hardest to promote my heritage, both Australian born and Lebanese Syrian background, that is. And I found through food, conversation starts. So I went on to do my Arabian banquets, which there is one coming up December 3rd, pop it into your calendars. And through these banquets, it is a fine dining event, but done in a completely different way, where it shows people our hospitality, our Maorishness, our kindness, our generosity, and they definitely have to undo a couple of buttons as they leave because of our generosity with food.
I'm hearing stretchy pants.
Stretchy pants it is.
You've always been a strong voice for small business and local enterprise. From what you've seen and lived, what helps a small business not just survive, but stay resilient and adaptive when the world changes?
I believe the connection with the community. Let's all face it and speak reality. Customer service is not what it was once upon a time. The past few years, it has gone downhill, and I believe it's time for that change, for that customer service to come back, to meet with your customers face to face, acknowledge them, and be grateful for their business as well. I think once that happens, Victorian businesses will stay resilient and be more amazing than what they are at the moment.
Tourism isn't only about visiting a place, it's about how it makes you feel. When people experience Victoria through your food and your story, what emotion or memory do you hope they take away with them?
I'm not going to read what I wrote. Okay, so for me to answer that question, I got asked this question a little while ago, and then I said to myself, I want to be a food blogger now, a travel blogger. So I decided to go overseas. I was offered a beautiful opportunity to go to Egypt and to promote the cultural food scene and the people in Egypt, not the tourist areas. So throughout this journey, somebody said to me, you need to eat like the locals, speak like the locals, and act like the locals. And I said, done. I was up for it. Throughout this journey, I got to see how beautiful these people were, truly, on the inside and out, and how amazing their food is, and the idea of where this food originated from. We went down to a village called Bani Mardi, and in this village, they still cook in clay ovens. There's no AC. It was 48 degrees over there, and I was sweating up a storm. But the hospitality that I saw was like no other that I had seen ever before. And when I saw it, I thought, this is something we can offer through our own country, through our own state. So yes, I blogged it, filmed it, advertised it, promoted it, and created awareness for it. But why can't we do this here in beautiful Victoria? We got one of the largest Lebanese communities within Australia, or second most largest. Why can we not promote our heritage, our culture, not just the Lebanese communities, but all the other communities have to offer? Why can we not showcase that and have Victoria once again be the best state in all of Australia? And you can also hit me up on my website if you'd like this to happen.
Shameless plugs. And finally, if you could share one message with other women in business about growth, vulnerability, and the courage to keep rewriting your own story, what would that message be?
This message from me would be that you can use your story to write your future and to not hold back. No matter what your story is, there's always something that can be done. I believe we're put through experiences to be able to strengthen ourselves to move forward. And I also believe without these experiences, we'd all be lost puppies just sitting comfortable doing nothing with our lives other than the same basic routine. So accept change, accept moving forward, accept yourself, and do not ever, ever back down or doubt the way you look, the way you act, or the way you speak, because you are beautiful and unique as you are and the way you were created, and never change for anybody.
I've got your big brother here. He wants to ask a question, maybe.
I did not know this is happening.
This is impromptu. So I am the middle of the 8, and I always say throw these things away. Right? I always like talk from the heart as well. Not saying that wasn't, but it was great. So Samira's the youngest in our family of 8, as she expressed earlier before. But I think also she's brought a lot of things into perspective for us. She may have not heard this before, but obviously we've got an older brother who's a CEO of NAB, CEO of Australia Post. We've got another one in Dubai who's a CEO of Plenary Group. So it just rolls and rolls. We never thought our little sister would come and outshine all of us. And we are proud about that. We really are, because at the end of the day, it's like she said, doesn't matter where you sit in the pecking order, everyone's got something to offer. No matter how high, how low, there's always something to offer, and we learn from those. So what I want to actually bring in right now, which I think some people will be interested in, 2 MasterChef seasons you've been in. The first one was season 5, it was about 15 years ago, I think. 14 years ago. And she finished 2nd, runner-up. I mean, how good was that? First hijabi, 3rd hijabi Lebanese girl that came on the show. And, it was tough. As she said, she cropped criticisms from both ends, from her own people and non-people and whatnot, especially when she had to make a dish with a pork dish, and she's never touched pork in her life. But all of those things bring you to where you are today. So they're all experiences. So we never look at them negatively. We just look at how can we change it positively. And I think for women in Australia, she's someone definitely to look up to. And I say that as her older brother.
I hope someone's recording this. I haven't heard these words before.
Now, one of the dishes that she won in her first season with Heston, everyone knows Heston with the thick, dark glasses, and it was a dessert dish. Explain to us what the challenge was and what you came, because you won that actual episode, and it put you on the map as well.
So the challenge was to use science in food. So this is not a strong pursuit for me, science. And I first originally thought, I'm going to make a volcano. And then as I was cooking and I'm looking at these ingredients, I thought to myself, why? Why make a volcano? Why try and create something that I've never done before? May possibly lose out on this. It is an elimination. And then I touched base with my roots and my own culture. And I thought, you know what? It's not a set. Let's bring in the beautiful vibe of a shisha with the smoke coming out with the dry ice, and the beautiful wrapped golden phyllo pastry filled with a clotted cream with flavours that speak volumes. And I stuck to my guns and I done it. And they put self-doubt in me, saying, are you sure this is the right decision? Are you sure? And I just stuck with it. And then by the time it was served and the smoke had come up, it set this beautiful scene, and the smell of the rose water and orange blossom water with the flavours of the aznud melting in your mouth. I ended up getting called, what did I get called in that episode? I got called a legend.
I can't remember.
I definitely didn't get eliminated.
No, that was great. I mean, that did put you on the map. And then they've asked you to come back the season that just finished recently as well. So there was that so many years apart, and you sort of stayed home with the kids, raising the kids, leading life, taking them to school and whatnot. So the challenge about coming back, you had to really think about that quite a bit.
Yes.
But one of the biggest episodes, which I think your video got over 2 million views on TikTok, was
over 5 now.
5 million now. Well, there you go, over 5 million views, which was massive, was called matlube. Now, for those who are Arabic, will know what the matlube dish is. For those who are not, it's called the upside down dish. And it was a very big challenge that you had to actually flip this dish in front of the judges. I'll let you talk about it.
Okay, so this time on MasterChef, when I got asked to come back, my initial answer was no. And I kept on saying no. I was determined not to go back onto a reality TV show, because I know how difficult it is, and you're actually taken away from your family until you're finished. And then my daughters spoke to me, and there was a little situation where my daughter faced discrimination on Flinders Street Station. and somebody tried to rip off her hijab. And then I looked at my husband, I go, if I go on, I am going on to set the record straight and to show people that as we are beautiful and our culture is amazing, and I wanted to show that. So I said, I'm going on for diversity, not for any other reason. So I went on to the show and I was determined to cook from a different country through every episode, which I managed to do. And then we get onto this challenge with Andy Cooks. You all know him, he's a big YouTuber. And their challenge had to showcase something with multiple layers. So what better than a matlube, the rice, the vegetables, the meat. Little did I know it had to be sliced like a cake. So through 60 minutes of making a matlube, running around like a headless chook, this dish doesn't just mean, it's not just a dish to eat for us. This dish is a dish of resilience. This dish shows our grandmother's hands in it that's been passed down from generations to generations and still being made till today. It is a traditional dish made throughout the whole Middle East, not just in one country. So I said, I better do this right. And I had to get my quick thinking on because I had 15 minutes left on the clock and I knew this matlube was going to collapse and be a disaster. And I remembered this Iranian technique of making a tagdeed where they compress their rice to crisp up the edges. And holy moly, did I compress. I had the plates, the recycle bin, everything on there, just compressing with all my heart. And when it came time to flip the dish, it wasn't just one dish that I put up. There was around 10 side dishes with it that I managed to create in 60 minutes. And then they asked why. Why so many side dishes? And I explained, as an Arab, generosity is our way to welcome people. Food is our way to connect with each other. And through food, conversation begins. And this is something I've always shared throughout my banquets, through my restaurant, through my cafes, and what we'll be sharing throughout Arabian Night Banquet as well. Food is not where you sit down and not talk. It's where you enjoy, where you serve, where you help each other put in plates, and you bring people together. So through the story and through the flip happening, I managed to get Dish of the Day, which was fantastic, and told that was the best dish they have eaten throughout the whole season. So go figure, something as simple as matlube could resemble and mean so much to people outside of our community who fell in love with it. And now we receive multiple DMs of people flipping matlubes in their house.
It's quite funny because I sat home going, that doesn't look like a matlube, it's too much like a cake. But that's the way they loved it. So once again, thank you for being here. Thanks for giving me the mic off cue. I apologise, but I thought some people might want to see a bit more insights into some of those episodes and some of those judges and the master chefs that they bring, the celebrity chefs they bring in as well. But a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you, Samira.
Thank you.
Thank you, Samira, for the depth and honesty of what you've shared. Growth, as you've reminded us, doesn't happen all at once. It happens in chapters, through the choices we make and the stories we tell ourselves along the way. I'd love to bring that reflection into the room for a moment. Did anyone resonate with moments of what Samira was speaking about, whether it was the anxiety or the postnatal depression, or taking a chance and just going for it? Yes? What's your name?
Nez.
Tell us about your journey, Nez.
I went through postnatal depression while I started up my business as well.
How'd you go?
It was hard, but business kept me busy, so my anxiety was, you know what, I honestly don't even remember. It was
A blur.
Yeah, it was really a blur, but I definitely I went through postnatal depression while I had my second child and started up a business.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
What's the business?
ND Hair Collection.
Thank you so much. Has anyone else had a story that they would like to share with us as well? Oh. Just coming on over. What was your name?
Ali. Hi, Leah. Thank you. Thanks, Samira. I have to say, from a very proud and thankful mum, my son has grown, he's 16 now, and has grown up watching MasterChef, and you were one of his favourite contestants. He is probably that kid that's been DMing you about his, and he uses food as his connection to friends and family. During COVID, he delivered wood-fired pizzas to all our friends, and that was his first business. He now runs his own business, a barber business, out of the back shed, and wants a chain of restaurants, Bubs, so if you've got any apprenticeships you want to offer. Anyway, my story, I think as women, we tend to have this thing of controlling. We're juggling lots of balls: family, business, friends, support network, and often the glue. And we think by being busy and controlling outcomes that we're going to be okay until the proverbial hits the fan, and in your sense was that postnatal depression. I ignored a lot of those signs and ended up with a physical sickness. I got a brain tumour and then radiotherapy, and I ignored all those signs. That is not my story now. That was my story, and I definitely resonated when you said that was my story then. My story now is how that experience then lends itself. So if you look back on those moments, Samira, what were those warning signs that you ignored and just pushed through, being busy, using business, using family as the sort of control vehicle during those times? And I think the person that asked the question before me also said that it was a blur and that you just push through with your business and that will control the outcomes. And I'm here to say, no, that's actually not true. You actually do need to pause and reflect and understand what that's... Anyway, I'm talking a lot, but that was my question. Yeah. So that's my question, Samira, just
it's
on
a
reflection.
Really good question. Tiredness was one of the signs.
Yeah.
And just an overwhelming amount of sadness that I hid from the world. This smile is on my face and everything's so cheery, but deep down inside, it was just if I could describe it to anything, I would say it felt like a black dog. When you look into a black dog, you see this sadness, and that's exactly the sign that I ignored and said, nope, it'll go, and then more added on, and it didn't go. So yeah, definitely there are signs, and they were the two big ones for me.
Yeah, I completely relate to that. I ignored them too.
It's so important to listen to the body because it's always communicating. It's an oracle. So look for those warning signs. Don't push through. I think as women we have that mother's guilt of trying to do everything and be everything all at once. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Double mics. Does anyone else like to share part of their chapter or story? Something that defined them? Well, no, you can.
I like to say something. My name is Elias. I like to say something about, we're talking about women in business, and every one of us has their mom as a woman in our life. And this is where we start from, and this is the value of what we generate in the way we grow from a woman. They teach us how to live in this world, kill herself for us, and we gotta remember always this. And mom, and every one of you, if it's not a mom because they have a marriage or something, but we always play a role. There is everyone looking for a role model in a woman to be as a mom, as a caring, as a supportive, as a motivation. And I have all respect for you ladies because you can make the difference every day. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Maybe does anyone have any other questions for Samira? I have one. How cold is the food?
Very cold.
Like how long?
Sorry?
How long has the food been sitting there before the judges eat it?
Oh, you're talking about MasterChef. Yeah. Sometimes, depending on how edgy they want us, it could be good 5 hours, sometimes 8, and sometimes it could be 40 minutes only.
Delicious. Nothing worse than cold food. Does anyone else have a burning question for Samira or something to add? No? Okay, great. Enjoy the main courses that are coming their way, and thank you so much.